Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you, or good afternoon, or good evening for wherever you're at in the world, I suppose. We are basing our times on the Eastern time zone of the United States. So right now, that is 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm located in the Central time zone. It's 9 a.m., so I always need to do some math. For our international friends, Eastern time is Greenwich Mean Time -4. So whatever math you need to do that for our time zone changes. I am going to put something in the chat. I am just putting the question that we have on the slides, just an icebreaker. Um, good question. Is everyone else hearing Rich? Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate to hear that it's not just me talking into the void. Thank you all very much. Couple people with audio issues. It looks like most of us are able. If you're rich, if we could move to the next slide, please. All righty. So again, feel free to keep putting in the chat. I'd love to hear again what time it is where you're at. We have people again from all over the world, which is exciting. Curious what your weather is right now. And feel free to include Fahrenheit or Celsius and your workday beverage of choice. I've also put a link to the a conference website too that has schedules and everything. So anything you need for today, you can find there. So again, greetings all and welcome to ADEIL's 30th annual conference, Distance Learning Moving Forward. My name is Rich Frazee, and it has been my honor and my privilege to serve as ADEIL's president this year. Just a little bit about myself. I'm an instructional designer with the University of Wisconsin-Madison Center for Teaching, Learning, and Mentoring. Additionally, I do some work as an online music educator. Now, just a little bit about ADEIL, the Association for Distance Education and Independent Learning. ADEIL is a professional association for all those engaged in or interested in distance learning. The goal of the organization is to provide professional development opportunities as well as opportunities for collegiality and interaction. If we have the next slide, please. Thank you. I'd like to open our conference with a land acknowledgement. Now, a land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and respects the indigenous peoples as traditional stewards of a land and the enduring relationships that exist between indigenous peoples and their traditional lands. Again, I'm based in North America. We have a map of pre-contact North American indigenous language families. This is an act of conciliation that makes a statement recognizing the traditional land of the indigenous people who have called and still call the land home before and after the arrival of settlers. It is also a critical step towards working with Native communities to secure meaningful partnership and inclusion in the stewardship and protection of their cultural resources and homelands. We acknowledge that this virtual conference is taking place throughout various unceded territories home to many, many tribal nations. As we begin this event, we acknowledge and honor the original inhabitants of our various regions. Let's take a moment to honor these ancestral grounds that we are collectively gathered upon and support the resilience and strength of all Indigenous people worldwide. I'd like to share my own institution's Our Shared Future Promise. So the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where I work, occupies ancestral Ho-Chunk land, a place their nation has called Dejope since time immemorial. In an 1832 treaty, the Ho-Chunk were forced to cede this territory. Decades of ethnic cleansing followed when both the federal and state government repeatedly, but unsuccessfully, sought to forcibly remove the Ho-Chunk from Wisconsin. This history of colonization informs our shared future of collaboration and innovation. Today, UW-Madison respects the inherent sovereignty of the Ho-Chunk Nation, along with the 11 other First Nations of Wisconsin. Acknowledging the land is a transformative act that works to undo the intentional erasure of Indigenous peoples and is the first step in decolonizing land relations. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in this land acknowledgement. If we could have the next slide, please. So first, a question. How many people here have attended previous ADEIL events? Feel free to use Zoom reactions, like a thumbs up or a heart. Feel free to, put in the chat. Ooh, we've got thumbs up. Welcome back, everybody. It is great to have you join us. Another question. How many of you, and I see we already have a couple in chat, how many of you are attending your very first ADEIL event? Again, you can put in the chat, you can use those reactions. And again, I love the Zoom webinar feature of just seeing all the emojis go up on my screen. That's super cool. Welcome, welcome first timers. It is a joy to have you here. Whether this is your first ADEIL event, whether this is your 30th ADEIL event, or anywhere in between, it is so wonderful having you here. There are countless ways that you could be spending your Tuesday right now. Thank you for sharing it with us. What drew me to ADEIL and what keeps me coming back is the welcoming atmosphere and the positive energy that people bring. In ADEIL, whether you are completely new to teaching and learning or online, or whether you are a scholar in this field, everyone is welcome. And I continue to be inspired by this atmosphere where people are happy to connect with and learn from each other. Thank you for all that you bring to make ADEIL the uplifting place that it is. Again, just a friendly reminder for for everybody, our times listed on the conference are Eastern time zone. For our international friends, that's Greenwich team -4. If we could have the next slide, please. And I am going to share a link in the chat. So I'm using a Google Doc. For anyone who hasn't used Google Doc, a collaborative online document, as I think this might get a little messy if we were to put this in the chat. As we're doing some, here, we can do some networking, as you feel comfortable. Please feel free to share your location, your work, and your role, and if you're comfortable, your social media links. Again, please feel free to make connections and add people to your social media networks. And in fact, you can even do it like while I'm giving my welcome. If you want to be connecting with people and making friends, that's awesome. It's all good. I'm even just going to take a minute right now just to put my information in this document. And again, with when you have a lot of people collaborating at once, things might move around on you, but I think this will be easier to track than putting it in the chat. Cool, thanks. No, it's exciting seeing that fill up. And something just an encouragement I want to give for anyone who's on LinkedIn. If you're making LinkedIn connections, if you want to start endorsing your new ADEIL friends, go for it. So again, I see people are still putting in the chat. Please feel free to keep doing that. Oh yeah, and this is a great suggestion. Feel free to write your thing outside of the Google Doc, and you can copy and paste it in there. All right, if we could have the next slide, please. Again, feel free to keep sharing away, keep typing away. Awesome. So here is what you can look forward to today. And again, please feel free to keep making those connections throughout the conference. You can connect with each other, et cetera, et cetera. I like to say with these kind of events, even if you're at a session where there's lively discussion and the session ends, that doesn't have to be the end of the conversation. We can use LinkedIn and sharing email to make that just the beginning of the conversation. So our theme today is distance learning moving forward. Distance learning has been evolving for a long time, and we recently had a stretch of time where nearly all learning was distance learning. So what does distance learning look like moving forward? Well, today you can look forward to a series of presentations on a wide variety of topics in our field. Midday, we'll have our keynote speaker, Dr. Rena Paloff, and she'll examine What is the path forward? What do we as online educators need to do to ensure quality offerings and cement the presence of online learning in the educational landscape? We'll also have a closing session with networking and award announcements and conference giveaways. Now, about those conference giveaways, if we can have the next slide, please. So we'll have opportunities throughout the day for people to have a chance to earn giveaways. And we're actually going to do 2 opportunities for giveaways right now connected with ADEIL social media. So first we have our YouTube channel, ADEIL Professional Development. If you would like to earn a chance in our giveaways, go to our ADEIL. I'm putting a link in the chat right now. Go to our ADEIL YouTube channel and subscribe. And here's how you get your name in the drawing. You can email me at jrfrazee.wisc.edu just to let me know that you've subscribed, and that will put you in the drawing. So our YouTube channel has a number of presentations and interviews. Felicia Banks recently shared an e-poster presentation, Preventing Boundaries in Online Education Through Social Connectedness and a Collaborative Spirit. We have interviews with people doing really cool things in the teaching and learning space. Tom Tobin, Joshua Eiler, Newton Miller, among many others. And we have upcoming interviews with our keynote speaker, Rena Paloff, with 3-time ADEIL president, Kristen Rose, and from the United Kingdom, teaching and learning expert, Neil Mosley. Also, if you have content that you'd like to share on the ADEIL YouTube page, reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk and see. Next, if we have the next slide, please. We have the ADEIL LinkedIn group. I'm putting a link to that in the chat. And this is a chance to engage with other ADEIL members on LinkedIn. You can highlight things you're excited about. You can pose a question that you'd like a bunch of different perspectives on. To earn another chance at our conference giveaway, just request to join that ADEIL LinkedIn page, and I'll be going on the LinkedIn page throughout the day, letting people in. Feel free to post your questions. If we could have our next slide, please. We have more opportunities again today for conference giveaways. Attend keynote speaker Dr. Rena Paloff's presentation for a chance to win a signed copy of the Handbook of Online Learning in Higher Education. By attending concurrent sessions, you can be a winner. One lucky winner will be drawn from attendees per concurrent session. That's 20 sessions total. 20 chances to win. You can attend the closing session for a chance to win. And as an ADEIL member, attend the business meeting for a chance to win a conference giveaway. And post-conference, keep an eye open for a link to complete a conference evaluation form. We'd also love to hear what you think. And also there'll be giveaway opportunities for people after the conference engaging with ADEIL social media. Next slide, please. I'd like to take a moment to invite you to become an ADEIL member. I'm going to put a link in the chat there too. We welcome anyone working with or interested in distance education and independent learning. If you're a student, we offer full membership for free. If you're not a student, full membership is $20 a year. We realize there's a lot of ways that you can spend $20, but we've strived to make something affordable. As a member, you'll receive a quarterly newsletter with updates and insights. You're eligible to pursue awards. We have research awards, support awards, course design awards, and members will receive nearly a year's worth of exclusive access to recordings of this year's conference sessions. Did you find yourself wanting to see 2 presentations from the same time period? Do you have to go to some work meeting later today during a topic you're really excited about? Would you like to be able to go back and review those key takeaways? With an ADEIL membership, you can. Before I wrap up, I need to thank some people. Next slide, please. First, thank you so much to Dr. Gloria Washington, our 2022 conference chair, and the entire conference committee for planning this event. It's been amazing seeing behind the scenes as this event has come together. Next slide, please, as I thank our conference host, the University of Arizona Global Campus. Their tech team does an outstanding job. I cannot say enough what a weight it is off of the shoulders to know that the room coordination and tech support is taken care of by the UAGC team. And in recent years, it's been a joy collaborating with UAGC faculty and support staff. Their work supporting and teaching students is inspiring. Thank you, UAGC. Next slide, please, as I also want to thank our conference sponsor, Hubble Studios. Hubble Studios was founded in 2012 to offer learning design, content creation, LMS development, and teaching support services for universities in a fee-for-service model. Their team of 60 staff operate from South Africa and service institutions in the US, such as Butler, Harvard, and Yale. To get in contact, you can email the CEO, Hannes, at hannes@hubblestudios.com, or contact via their website. I'm putting both of those in the chat right now so you can copy and paste. Hubble Studios would love to get to connect with the leaders of online learning in the schools and universities represented. A message from Hubble Studios: our purpose in partnering with ADEIL speaks to our philosophy of working with faculty to create amazing online experiences. We welcome any ideas or initiatives where we can support teaching faculty in their journey to teach online. Thank you so much, Hubble Studios. Next slide, please. Thank you so much to our presenters and speakers for sharing the insights that we can all learn from. It's wonderful to hear from you. And we have one more slide. Thank you, everyone, to attend distance learning moving forward. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your insights, your encouragement and engagement, and your time. I am so excited as we can learn alongside each other about and learn about distance learning moving forward. Have an awesome day of connecting and learning together, everybody. Presentation start in about 14 minutes. Conference website has links to all those rooms. Thank you so much to everybody. I'm really, really excited about our learning today.